Hey, I'm Mike Baccarello, and today we're going to dig into Chet Baker's style and take a look at 4 really cool lines. Let's take a look. All 4 of these lines come from a recording of Bernie's tune with Gerry Mulligan. I'll leave a link in the description to the recording. This first line is over a minor 2-5-1 in the key of D minor. So we have E minor 7 flat 5, A7 to D minor 7. Our first note is B natural on the 7th fret of the first string, and we go down to A. Now the B natural is weird because the E minor 7 flat 5 has a B flat in there, but the next note takes care of this. We land on a B flat. So we have B, A, B flat. So we're enclosing the B flat. And this particular enclosure is something that Chet Baker uses a lot that I found. He likes to do an enclosure a half step above and a half step below the chord tone. Rather than the typical scale tone above, he'll just do a half step no matter what. And this can lead to some pretty interesting sounds. So we go B, A, B flat, C. After C, we jump down to A, G on the 2nd string, 8th fret, E, F, landing on the flat 9. So the E minor 7 flat 5 portion looks like this. Now once you get to A7, he jumps down to a C sharp, which is our major third. Goes to D on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, E, 5th fret of the 2nd string, F, G, A. So far we have a chord tone in every downbeat. We have C sharp, E to the 5th, flat 7, and then we jump up to B flat, which is our flat 9. And he plays B flat, C natural, A, which would be our flat 9, sharp 9 down to our root, which resolves to our D minor 7. So the A7 portion looks like this. Once we hit D minor 7, he holds that A, and he repeats the last 3 notes again. So the whole line looks like this. Rhythmically, we have mostly 8th notes and then a couple sets of 16ths at the end. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. This next line takes place over 2 measures of D minor 7 and 2 measures of B flat 7. So we have D minor 7 to B flat 7. So our first note is D on the 10th fret of the 1st string, which starts in the and of 4. And then we jump down to A on the 10th fret of the 2nd string, and then we go A flat, A, G, F, D, and then F, D, C sharp, D. And then for the B flat portion of the line, we basically play the same line, but we just change the notes to fit. So we go D on the end of 4 again, A flat, which would be our flat 7 of our B flat, right? G, A flat, G, F, D, F, D, C sharp, D. So it starts and ends kind of the same. I'm playing it in a different position, but it's the same. It's basically the same exact idea. We just made it fit a B flat 7 rather than a D minor. And that's one of the really cool things about Chet Baker is his ability to take an idea, the same melodic idea, and make it fit over multiple different chords. And this is a really great way to add some interesting phrasing into your playing, is to kind of repeat yourself, but just make your idea morph to the new change. So rhythmically we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3. There's the same rhythm both times. This third line is another minor 2-5 in the key of D minor. So we have E minor 7 flat 5, A7, back to D minor again. Now we don't come in until the end of 2. And we start on G, on the 5th fret of the 4th string, go to G sharp, A, B flat. and that is 1 and 2 and a 3 and. So we start with 2 16ths and then 2 eighths. And then we rest for an eighth note, and we jump up to C on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So the E minor 7 flat 5 portion looks like this. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and. Now over the A7, we're going to start with D on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, E on the 2nd string, 5th fret, F, D sharp or E flat, E, all on the 2nd string, and then go D on the 3rd string, C sharp, then A. And then for the D minor portion, we jump up to the 8th fret here on the 2nd string to a G, and we're going to go G, B flat on the 11th fret, G, G sharp, A, D. So we're almost doing this kind of enclosure up to the A. Rhythmically, so we start on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. This last line takes place over one measure of D minor 7 and one measure of A7. So starting here on the 5th fret of the 1st string, which is our 5th of the chord A. A, G sharp, A. And the rhythm there is 1, 2, and 3, 4. Really simple. It's really just a bunch of A's, with that one kind of chromatic note. And then over the A7, we're going to go A, G on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, F, which would be our sharp 5 or flat 13, and then E flat, which is our flat 5. So we go up, and then we jump, and then we go back to F, and we're going to chromatically go down to D. F, E, E flat, D. And I'm doing that all pull-offs. And then we jump down to C sharp, E on the 5th fret with our pinky, and we land on D. So here's the A7 portion. Rhythmically that goes 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1. So you see we're kind of doing this kind of almost like whole tone idea. We're just kind of going down the scale. And then we do this enclosure on a D minor. Even though we're still playing an A7, you're starting on the 3rd of the D minor 7, walking down to the 3rd of the A7, 5th, and enclosing the root. One of the coolest things about this line is this is a line that even if you're playing over a static D minor 7, like on Impressions, Little Sunflower, a modal tune like that, or even if you just have a couple measures sitting on there, you can throw this A7 in there and resolve it back to D minor, and it works totally fine over static harmony. So you could be playing D minor 7 and just throw on this line, and it'll add a little tension to your playing without needing the rhythm section to actually play the A7. You could imply it yourself. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at these 4 Chet Baker lines. Chet Baker is a really, really cool improviser. I love his playing. I've gotten a lot out of his ideas. His use of enclosures and all those things have really influenced me quite a bit. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. Thanks for checking out this lesson. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time. Thank you.